What's happening, YouTube? Spectre here, and you join me on a beautiful sunny evening after work. Absolutely gorgeous. Look at this evening light. We'll gloss over the temperature, but it is stunning today. And I'm off to the Bude Bike Night today. First time going, so let's jump on and see what it's all about. So yeah, Bude Bike Night. You know, I don't really go to a lot of bike nights. Just I don't tend to go to them really, but I'm trying to make an effort this year, trying to be a bit more sociable and show my face in the community, etc. Thought I'd head over and see what we're looking at today. The Bude one is only a small one. There's only going to be a few bikes there, I expect. But hey, it's not too far from home and it's a lovely evening and it's down by the beach. So what more excuse do you need, really? I've given myself a back roads route, as always. And we're going to just shuffle on over. God, unrelated, I'm being deafened right now. We'll see how this goes. I think my earbuds are a bit squished. It's so noisy. It's almost noisier than it would be without them. But like, I'm not going to stop and take all my kit off and start again now. So, you know, I've been considering getting those custom fit ones, the ones that fit into your ears and they send you a mold and you do all that sort of business. It's a thing where I definitely should, and it's definitely a good thing to do, but also it's like money and, you know, an investment. But my tinnitus is bad enough as it is, so I probably should, because at the moment I'm just using the cheaper Oxford like disposables and they're not terrible. I'm reusing the ones currently and they're a little bit bad as a result, but in general they're not bad. They're certainly better than nothing, but it would be nice to get some of the proper ones at some point, just to make sure that I can continue having working ears long into my older life. As much as possible, at least. Bude's quite a fun one. I used to, like last summer, I came down to Bude quite a lot because it's my closest easily accessible beach. That could have been bad. You know, you've got a full width road the whole way, and I can take the car there and it's not too much of a hassle, you know, the sort of thing. It used to be really good. Last year, after evening prices were like free from sort of 6 or 7 or something like that, so it meant I could drive along even in the car after work. I go and just sit and watch the sunset for, you know, half hour, whatever, which was really pleasant. Unfortunately, Cornwall Council has put all of their prices up this year. I'm riding so slowly with this noise, I'm telling you. Oh, speaking of so slowly, Splat. What a name for a town. Hello, I live in Splat. I was reading the mayor of Splat, in like Splat post office. So yeah, Cornwall Council put all of their prices up, so it's now a few quid for the sort of evening 6 until 9 the next morning slot. It's not that it's expensive, it's just the principle of it, and it's one more thing to faff with when you get there. You have to remember to go find a ticket machine, maybe bring cash with you because they don't always work with card, and it's just an added annoyance, isn't it, really? The bikes are still free, but there are times after work where I'm feeling lazy. I just want to drive there and be able to walk straight into the beach, not wearing a leather jacket that's 4 kilos and a helmet and all of this, and just sort of go and chill out a bit. But at least the bikes are free. I'll take that small blessing, shall I? There's a few bike nights I've been scoping out. There's this one, the Bude Bike Night, which is I think the smallest, most likely, from what I've seen in terms of like Facebook group attendances and stuff. Looks to be pretty small. There's the Chapter 1 Bike Night at Damerels. There's the Bearded Brewer Bike Night at Bearded Brewer, funnily enough, and there's the Project 83 one. More on those guys later. It's going to be a good year for it. Unfortunately, the weather's going rubbish again for the next 2 weeks, so I have to take a couple of weeks off from the bike nights, but that's fine because I've got some fun content planned for later this week. Keep an eye out for that also, depending which order I upload all this stuff in. You know, I'm not the most sociable person ever, which is the bigger concern for me with like bike nights, is like having to go and chat to strangers, and it is easier with them being bikers than it is just sort of general people, but there is still an element of a lot of these bike nights and group places, people are regulars and they all know each other and they're all the same age, and then I come in, I'm generally a lot younger than most of them. It can be a little hard to put yourself forward, but that's kind of the point of this, right? That's kind of why I'm doing it. Number 2 obviously is I don't show my face on this channel, and that makes it slightly inconvenient because you have to be a little bit careful about like who's photographing, who's photographing. Do you cover your face? Do I keep the helmet on, or do I keep the mask on? Or it's a bit awkward, and then you have to say to people, "Oh, sorry, I don't show my face," and they look at you like you're a prick, which is understandable. It's the endless debate, the whole face thing. Back in the day, nobody showed their faces. Everyone was camera forward on their content. And because I started my channel way back in the day, as much as you wouldn't know it to look at my sub count, a lot of that mindset is I still have. And it's been useful for jobs as well. Like, I've had jobs where I've had to declare my social media, and it's been like handy to get it approved by the company, to be able to say like, look, there's no face, there's no name, there's no way it can link back to me at all. And I like that, I enjoy that a lot. But it does limit what you can do. It does limit the sort of interactions you can have. It limits connection with an older generation. So for people my age, it's not so bad, because a lot of us have grown up with friends who are usernames or, you know, profile pictures rather than in the flesh, and it's easier because it's a lot more common to not always know what someone looks like. But I think with older people, they find it a bit weird, and there's definitely a middle ground to be struck between the two. And then from a content generation perspective, there's things that I've wanted to do, like for example the Honda CG. I was tempted to film a bunch of us working on it and rebuilding it and stuff, and I realised actually it was way too inconvenient to be able to try and film while still keeping my face hidden. So there are times where it limits. But the thing about a face reveal is, if you show your face once, that's it, it's shown. Like, there's no coming back from a face reveal. You can't unreveal it. It's not a decision I want to take lightly if I do ever do that, because I enjoy the anonymity of it. I enjoy the intrigue.
And unfortunately, that's where the GoPro stops filming. No idea why. It had SD card and battery to spare, but they are known for corrupting files. Typical, ain't it? So I continued making my way over to Bude, a lovely town of a good size for a seaside spot, with a nice balance of small-scale charm and usable year-round infrastructure. I normally park in the Summerlees car park to access the beach, but the bike night is held just a little further around at Rosie's Cafe. On arriving there, I was pleasantly surprised to see a good number of bikes there, maybe 40 or so I'd guess, and I took my place at the end, parked up, and headed over to see who was in attendance.
Wow, that was the Bude Bike Night. That was good fun, that. Slight miscalculation where I left my wallet in my other rucksack, like a total flute. So I'm very hungry now, because I got here and realised I couldn't buy any food. That was smart. Glad I've got enough fuel to get back, because that would have been a ball ache. But that was really nice. Like, at the start was a little bit awkward, just sort of walking around looking at bikes, and everyone turns to like turn up in a group, so if you turn up by yourself it can be a little bit weird. Got chatting to people in the end. You'd have to just sort of walk over to someone else's conversation and just kind of stand there and then join in once there's a gap. But people are generally pretty chill, they're all there for the same reason. We're definitely going to go to some of those again, and a lot of the people I was chatting to also go to a lot of the other bike meets around here, so I dare say I'll see some of them again, some of the other ones throughout the week. In fact, this guy on the scooter up ahead, Kev, as you can tell by his reg plate, he was one of the guys I was chatting to, nice guy. It's getting a little bit chilly now, but it's not horrendously cold yet, and I'm gonna buzz on home. I didn't take any photos. I took a couple of photos, but I didn't take a great deal of photos of the bike, just because I felt like a bit of a prick walking around like taking photos of people's bikes in front of them. But there were some gorgeous bikes. I mean, highlights for me, I think there was a bike called Ocean Breeze, I think it was called. It was a Harley, I think, but it had this beautiful like airbrushed nautical scene on the side of each tank, and then pinstriping, old school hot rod pinstriping up the fenders and across the top of the tank, and then the name done on the top of the tank. Absolutely stunning. Proper like 1 beat per minute kind of idle speed, you know, like a single RPM. But that was really nice. Desert X Ducati, that was my first time seeing one of those in the flesh, I think, and that was really nice. It's a really diverse range of bikes. It was just nice to see as well. There's a real like collection of people. There were a couple of young guys there, you know, like myself, but it was mostly, you know, older guys, because that's tend how these things go. But no, it was nice. We had all sorts, like we had cruisers, we had like nakeds, and we had sports bikes, and everyone's like, you know, chatting about it and reminiscing about bike. Oh, I used to have such and such, oh back in the day I had such and such, and everyone knows everyone sort of thing. It'd be nice to be a regular, it'd be nice to be more involved in the community. because, you know, I do tend to ride by myself a lot of the time, which is how I prefer it, but at the same time you do still want to have that connection, you know people in your local scene and everything like that. And it's a good thing to do, and at the very least it's an excuse to go for a ride. And what else do you need, you know? Go look at the sunset by the sea, check out some bikes, chat to a few people and head home. Like, it's great. It is still a bit nippy now, like I'm kind of wishing I'd close my vents before I set off now, but give it, like 2-3 weeks, give it, yeah, maybe a month, and it's going to be just that extra, like 10% warmer. The sun will be an hour later. I mean, it's not bad now, it's only like 8 o'clock now, I think, 6:30 maybe. But yeah, I'm going to wrap the video up there. So thank you very much for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed, and I hope you enjoy this style of content. Like I say, I'm going to go to a bunch of these bike meets coming up. We'll see how the different styles vary between them. I'll try and take some more pictures at the next one. But it's good to put out your comfort zone, isn't it? Particularly after the last few years, it's quite easy to become a recluse, and I was already quite reclusive. So anyway, yeah, good evening. I enjoyed that. I had a good time there. I'd have enjoyed it more if I'd brought my wallet and could have had some bloody food, but that's on me. Lovely evening. I had a good time. Docky had a good time. I've not named him yet, but Kev on that scooter that I waved to back there, he enjoyed the duck, so that was quite nice. On the first outing, I will have to think of a name for the duck, some sort of biker duck related pun, most likely. I'm gonna call it there. Thank you very much for watching, guys. Hope you're all well, and I'll see you all in the next one. Ride safe.